Hello everyone, this is Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. I decided to wait a little longer for recording the replay video, but nothing new, so we're just gonna get straight into them. So, all I gotta say is, Meme Fest. Seriously, if you looked at my defense, I have not changed much. I just accommodated for the bonus structure. And somehow, even after all this time, people are still getting annihilated. I don't know. Just like, I can see some teams just can't handle my setup. But the teams that have the units to handle my setup and then they just don't use their units, or I'm just like, it's annoying for sure. Definitely irritating to see it, even though, like, you know, it's good because I'm not losing as much ether and stuff. But here comes Nino. So here the catapults in. And that's the greatest spot here. Vantage Felicia is pretty cool, but Hardy bearing Lilina says no, so then we get the future vision, and there goes Aversa. Correct. And of course they're gonna be able to take out folks with Reinhardt. But yeah, it's not looking good for my team here, but Veronica does get the dance and Rex, so that's kind of why I keep Veronica around. She does pick up kills, ironically. We're gonna get the dance here, but not in range to attack Azura, so it's just going to be easy pickups for Reinhardt. And fortunately, Azura does not have a lot of res and HP, so Reinhardt can just pick up the kill here with his double moonbow proc. So easy win for them there, except incurring quite a few losses there. Not the greatest play. So as you'll see pretty soon, this catapult placement is a mistake, and so I did end up fixing that. I forgot to take it into account while I was quickly moving around structures. So just guess why that's a bad spot. Whoever exploited it first, I don't remember which match precisely, but whoever exploited it first, props on them if they actually knew that it was a good idea to not break the catapults. If that's a very obvious hint. So here, just test out the heavy trap. No big deal there. They decided to go in because of the heavy trap, preventing Ophelia from getting anywhere. Nino's just gonna one-shot, easy peasy. Get the easy cheese breaks and guidance in for the kill. Wrecked. Jenny's just gonna one-shot, easy peasy. And Jenny's just gonna run because it's optimal. It just makes sense to run. Get the funny guidance rally into repo, which does nothing but leave Veronica to die. Usually what happens. And at this point, there's not much we can do. Just gonna get a rally here, and Lilina's stuck on tactics room. So, unfortunately, of course, Lilina can't one-shot. So, we're gonna get Jenny here, providing that chip damage, and they leave Anoka there, but, I mean, wrecked again. It's such a recurring thing, people getting that. And the team is not that OP at all. I see definitely a lot more OP teams with, a lot of turn 1 specials or super high attack units that nuke well, like fire sweep spam with lunge and things. Or even like that team with all the beast units. That was a solid team. I definitely enjoyed playing against that team. It's just a solid defense. So here they're going to bait Nino with Faye. It's not a bad idea. Nino is not able to live there, unfortunately. Get the debuff off, and Faye barely lives. Feels dirt man, but we get the future vision, and there goes Veronica. I mean, not Veronica. There goes Legendary Azura. We go kill Legendary Lucina with, who do you want to call it? Cecilia. Man, I'm so brain dead. And at this point, we can't really do much damage to Fjorm, but we're definitely able to pick up the kill on Faye. And I actually whack a bit with Iceberg, but Lilina just never carries her weight too much. And you'll see that a little later on that she definitely does not carry her weight. Doesn't help I don't have max murders or anything, but all of these buddies have decent res, so Veronica's not going to be doing much here. So at this point, they're trying to go for the ether structures, but Azura says no, so they just have to pick up the kill here. And another team goes by without getting those ether structures. Then here we have an incredibly simple team. Like, this is a lot of teams could probably run this. Like 2 dancers, nothing special. Of course, maybe not +3 Fjorm, but still having the free-to-play Fjorm works. This is a neutral IV one, I believe. You know, it's just the free-to-play air. And the old good old Reinhardt might not have to be +10, but you can see here, they just play it well. So as you'll see here, that you get rewarded for good play against this defense. It's not mind-blowingly difficult if you kind of know what's going on. So they actually do not break the catapult here. It's incredibly smart. I think this is the team that exploits it. So they test the heavy trap. It's a perfectly fine play. So they just have their double dancers to get Reinhardt out of there. I just have the heavy trap there because a lot of people want to snipe off Azura. So if they don't set it up right, they just get straight up punished for it. So here Air is going to pick up the kill. And they're going to run like this, which is incredibly good. So if the catapult did break, if the catapult wasn't there, Sylvia would have been in range to probably get hit by someone. So it's a good play by them to not break the catapult. You don't always just want to break all the structures. It's not the greatest idea in the world. So here Sylvia is just going to tank easily. And it's a free win for them at this point. Just solid play, you know? Their units, there's not... Getting 2 dancers, maybe if you're really new to the game, you don't have access to 2 dancers, but you can probably get 2 dancers relatively easy. There's some in the 4-star pool nowadays, like Sylvia. And there's racing too. There's definitely some options. So this is just proof of concept to show that my defense is really bad. It really is. But if you know what you're doing, you do not need that much to beat my team, honestly. I just don't understand why there aren't more people like that. And I just keep getting kills and just like, what the heck, man. You know, you just have these bonus stat units too. You can definitely get stuff out of this. So this is a pretty interesting Fire Emblem team. I don't know how much I like this team, honestly. But you can see I changed the catapult placement. Besides put the ether structure over below the healing tower just for shizzles and giggles. I don't really need to. They just kind of ignore it. Which is fine. You don't need to prioritize it at all. Here they just test the heavy trap, and of course since Hinoka is bonus, and wouldn't have mattered because I don't have a high enough level of heavy trap anyways, but that scenario, I would just want to troll with that dank heavy trap, man. So Nino's going to pick up a decent amount of damage on that Hinoka. They're going to get her out of the way, of course. And I mean, what do you think's going to happen next? So they almost played it decently. So I don't know if they knew what they were doing there or if they were trying to manipulate the AI, but there's ways to deny Lucina from using feature vision. So in that kind of setup, if you have the proper units, so also Est is able to live by a hair, which feels bad, man, but what are you gonna do? I always get RNG memed into that stuff. Then we have this person. Have I been showing the fort levels? I don't remember. I don't really care too much at this point. Most people have a 3+1 at least. A decent bunch at 4+1. I'll be getting 4+1 after this season ends. You know, it's a pretty standard team. Nothing too special. Decided to go super aggro, and I don't know. Sure, that's all I'll say. So they get the debuff off. We get the debuff off on Police Scout, and Veronica doesn't really know who to attack, but we know who we're attacking. Guidance into the Luna, into the Ice Mirror. Feels Dirt Man not able to pick up the kill there. I don't really care too much. Azura is able to pick up the kill here. Can't kill Nino, of course. Nino too tanky, Kappa. So we're just going to pick up the kill there, and they have Surtur there. We have Guidance on Luna, and and it's not looking good for them. Azura barely makes it out alive. Feels bad, man. But it won't matter because they can't kill. They play it like this though, so obviously questionable. Luna picks up an easy kill, and Azura picks up an easy kill as well because Air has no defense. So, rip to that team. I'm going to this team. I mean, it's super redundant at this point. You should probably know what's going on here. It's a casual, another budget team basically. As long as you know you have Flying Olivia and Hinoka, obviously, and Inigo. I mean, the specific dancers may not be necessary. Usually, you just need dancers, but then they play with Inigo here, and it's just like, are you serious? Are you serious? Sure. We are able to pick up the kill there, and we get Future Vision into Inigo, which is not good, but I mean, that's the inherent nature of the AI of rallies and things. I can't do much about that. At this point, they're just keeping their units at a safe distance, which is fine. It's a safe play. There's no real punish for it. And because of the likes of having ranged units, Luna will not use drawback there. So, easy 2 free kills for Reinhardt. And they decided to not go into attack here, I'm guessing because trying to go after the ether structures. So there's that. Getting buff from the buff from Reinhardt. I mean, getting the buffs on Reinhardt, sorry. Unfortunately, Nino's too slow, and Azura can do too much damage, so she goes for the attack. Unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? That sort of stuff happens all the time. I can't do much about it. Then we have this team. I mean, this team looks okay. This person has a 4+1 fort. I just want to emphasize that. They have a 4+1 fort with the stat advantage. A couple +10 units. This pretty decent techie. And, you know, a Versa. But I think the thing is they're using Breath of Fog without a sword or dragon ally. It's kind of awkward. So they have Tactics Room on 5th column, which is pretty standard. So it's like, what could possibly go wrong? And then stuff goes terribly wrong. I don't know. What do people need to beat my team, man? You have +4 to all stats. what more could you possibly need? And then they tanked the Vantage. I don't know if they paid attention, but they just, maybe they did and they're like, this is fine, I can do this. But I mean, no, not really. Sure, she's just gonna easily pick up the kill there. Obviously Air's going to kill Lucina there, so she can't kill anyone. Versa misses the kill because it's a Versa, and I mean, I think you know how this is gonna go. Get the Wings of Mercy in, the Iceberg, and of course, because it's Tiki, easy walls, boys. Easy kills, no sweat. And at this point, I mean, they've lost quite a few units here. And we can't pick up any doubles for any kills. Feels bad, man. So it's just Tiki versus Azura. I mean, it should be pretty obvious that Tiki wins. And there's that. I'll be right back. Alright, I just had to blow my nose. Definitely getting sick. And then we have this team. I mean, I think once you see the builds, it's pretty self-explanatory how this is gonna go. I mean, it should be really no surprise. The ultimate strategy. End turn, boys. And I mean, none of my team can do meaningful damage, so what am I gonna do? So a decent use of future vision there to get the rebuffing. And Azura's gonna do nothing with TA because TA is not that good. Nino's obviously not gonna do much. It's a pretty easy sweep for them here. They have tactics room on the last column, which is an interesting choice. I know it's pretty good for countering some specific defense setups, but I don't know. Doesn't really seem worth it to me. Here they go after the last ether structure, and it's a pretty easy win for them from here. Just a pretty easy tank from Legendary Lucina being fast enough to avoid doubles and such. Then we have another success. As if we couldn't get any more of them. Boy. I mean, looking at the team, you can probably tell why it's not the greatest for handling my team at all. There's just not enough. There's not enough nuking power. There's just not enough of anything really. And they bait with Soph here, which is super interesting because you just can't take hits like that. Legendary Lucina picks up the kill on Micaiah. Yeah, it's obviously gonna go downhill from here. They just have nothing, really. And they just leave Air here in range to die, pretty much. And then we have Iceberg ready to go. So we're just gonna quickly pop Inigo. And it's Fjorm versus the world. Obviously not going to fare too well. They managed to pick up the kill there, but it's just not looking good with 2 greens. Of course they go after Nino. It makes sense because Nino's the one who doesn't have close counter, but not good enough. So wrecked by Wings of Mercy. We have another team. It's just like, why? We have this team here with casual 57 res Nina, and then brazen attack res because gotta love your lights blessings, am I right? So they go in for the quick setup here. Preparing to bait with Nina. I mean, I guess conceptually what they were planning to do is okay, but not really. So you can see not having the catapult directly below the fort's pretty useful. But they're just prepping here, getting the structures out of the way and such. Test the heavy trap, which is fine. And then they do this. I guess. Nino doubles, annihilates with Luna. We don't get the block breaking shenanigans, unfortunately. It's not optimal for the block breaking scenario, but obviously, if that block was destroyed, Micaiah probably would have gone annihilated. She didn't though, but Nino's just casually memeing the heck out of folks. She's gonna hit a big Luna here, but obviously she's not gonna kill. But now, it's last turn. They go ahead and pick up the kill like that, which is suspicious. And they're kind of stuck. Rip Reinhardt. And last turn, pretty easy kill there, but they lost quite a decent amount of units. Then we get yet another success. It's the same thing over and over. Yeah, have just your good old standard stuff. I mean, what do you expect? So they just go pretty aggressive here, breaking structures. Nothing too special. A lot of teams usually do end up breaking most of the applicable structures by the end of 2 phases anyway, or 2 turns, so it's not, they're just kind of there. I honestly think the Fedal never actually does anything because people don't seem to go for those dank smite strategies anymore. I guess they just don't want to risk it. But Legendary Hector here, you know, picking up the kill, and then Lilina says hi. You get the structure to break, and Lilina and Co. obviously a wrecking face. And at this point, it's a Versa versus the world. Reinhardt's obviously not going to live. It's just not looking good for him. So they're actually going to get the debuff here, which is ironic. But she just still manages to pick up the 2-shot there. And it's a Versa versus the world. She's obviously not going to be able to do much. Especially when Sheeta has Iceberg ready to go, so rest in pieces. Wrecked. And we finally get to this person here. To decent setup. 4+1 fort, of course, is going to matter, I think. Not sure. But basically this person's sort of running a similar set to me, except they're obviously not buffing as much. I really just don't like this double wave shenanigans. Like, sure, you always get an attack buff off, but does it really matter? You might as well run some attack buff core on someone else, but they're running 4 infantry, so there's that. It's just, I don't know, I don't like it. I'd rather just run like attack tactic on someone else. Or even, if you're that kind of person, hone attack 4. But it's of course the double waves to be self-sustainable. It works, I just, I prefer a different, there's other alternatives that I prefer for sure. But running the the quad infantry does not help you run tactics at all. If I had a Versa though, it would definitely be a lot harder for this team to manage. Here they go ahead and smartly leave Nino there, because they know what's gonna go down. But unfortunately, Nino gets 1 round KO'd. Lilin is not able to pick up the 1-shot. I don't think the stat differential is relevant. I think Nino would have lived by 1. So that's kind of feels bad. Nino getting the clean 100 damage. And pretty easy sweep from there. As you can see, it's another easy way to beat my team. Just use Vantage on decent unit with high attack, and you get easy cheese, but so far no extra defenses. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Aether Dragon, and if there's any more replays, I'll tack it to the end of the video like usual. Until then, bye.